Ben, obviously disappointing to come away with a defeat. How do you sum up that game?
Poor. We weren't good at all. We came here saying obviously we had a few new faces in different positions, obviously players out injured, players away. But I mean, we've got the squad to come up here and get a result, and we didn't perform. We knew it was going to be windy. We had a game plan for that. That didn't go too well, and we're good enough players to be able to look at ourselves on the pitch and say, look, this isn't working. We try something new. We didn't have the ball for a lot of the game. When we did, we looked good. It was just we fluffed an error, knocked it on, went into touch. Bad decision, and I mean that's the game of rugby. It doesn't always go for you. Last few weeks we haven't played well, and we've come off with a few good wins. But obviously this time was the last straw. But I mean we have to look at ourselves now next week. 2 big games in Europe that means we can progress. So we'll obviously look at the video and look to improve.
Do you look at a defeat more than a win when you're reliving the game, when you're trying to put things right?
Yeah, I mean, we always look at the game thoroughly. There's always bits to improve, even if you were to beat a team 60-0. But yeah, we'll look at this loss because we haven't been ourselves for the last couple of weeks. We haven't been defending well, so we'll look at ourselves and probably more than we would to right ourselves before Europe, because it's the back end of the season now, and we want to be at the top of everything. So we'll look at the video and we'll see how it goes.
You talk about players missing. When you're without a second row completely, what's it like at the back of the scrum when you're pushing there? Because it's obviously a little bit lighter than normal. Yeah,
I mean, but as I said, we've got the squad. We have 5 back rows in there. It means we should slow the door down. It brings an extra addition around the pitch. But yeah, it's difficult. I mean, we didn't have a normal line-out caller. But I mean, we've got good enough players in the squad to be able to fill in there. I don't think we can blame it on that. But yeah, I mean, it was just a difficult game for us. We came up here, weather conditions, and Sale played well, fronted up and beat us.
You're a team that's not used to losing now. How do you take it when you do lose?
Yeah, I mean, the feeling in there, everyone's heads down. It's tough because it doesn't come around too often. Which for a team, and I mean, sometimes we sit there when we've won and it feels like we've lost because our standards are so high, and we didn't meet them today at all. So yeah, I mean, it's tough, but I think we look at the game and we move on, and we can't ponder on it. It's a game that we look at, we learn from, and we take into next week to beat Ospreys.
Just a quick word on that European trip. Obviously it's a different competition, a different focus. Does that help you reset the mind quicker?
Yeah, I mean, we take every game as it comes. It doesn't matter whether it's in Europe. Obviously, it's a bigger feeling. There's a lot more hype around Europe. But yeah, I mean, two European games and 2 LV games, and we're in for a shot to progress in both competitions. We're still top of the league even with this loss, so we're not in a bad position. But obviously, we want to keep improving. We want to be champions and everything at the end of the year. So we have to look at games like this where we play poorly and take the negatives and make them into positives.